Good evening, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series. The week that was college football history review, the 1973 college football season. Today I'll be talking about the last week of the college football season for week 12. The games that will play on December 1st, 1973. Let's get into it. Navy beat Army in a shutout, 57 to nothing. 51 to nothing. Navy beat Army 51 to nothing in Philadelphia. West Point was an unpleasant place to be in 1973, with international military events overshadowing teams' on-field performance. The Cadets posted its first ever truly winless season. They went 0-1 in 1890, when Army lost only a game on its schedule to Navy. This Navy debacle was the most one-sided game in the series history. The verdict was over by halftime as midshipmen scored 31 points in the second quarter, and all coming during a 37 stretch. Navy coach George Welsh tried to limit damage by using all 59 of his players, but rout could not be prevented. Tailback Cleveland Cooper rushed for 3 touchdowns to replace the midshipmen. The previous widest margin of victory in the series had come on Army's 38-0 win in 1949. Next, Notre Dame, number 5 team in the country, shut out Miami 44-0. Hurricanes' brutal schedule finally concluded as Notre Dame clinched its first perfect regular season since 1949, as the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame racked up 448 yards rushing, led by fullback Wayne Bullock's 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. Irish stayed on ground for all of its first drive of 82 yards that featured 40 yards run by halfback Art Best. Ground game clicked again after Miami missed a field goal try. Now, Notre Dame surprisingly built a 13-0 lead without bothering to throw a pass. Miami soon changed its defense, and Irish quarterback Tom Clements went to the air following Hurricane fumble, hitting wide receiver Pete Dermero for a 21-yard touchdown, first of his 2 scoring catches. Now, Notre Dame finished first half with 24-0 lead and 291 yards to 83 yards difference in offense. Georgia defeated Georgia Tech 10-3. Tied at 3-3 at halftime, Yellow Jackets moved deep into the Georgia territory in the third quarter before tailback Greg Horn lost the fumble. Bulldogs then marched 94 yards for winning touchdown on a 12-yard pass to fullback Bob Burns, now gaining 28 yards on run by quarterback Andy Johnson. Georgia's attempt to score insurance points failed with missed field goal try, and Georgia Tech safety Randy Rhino 14th career interception, which tied him for the school record. Now Tech marched late in the fourth quarter to Georgia 9-yard line. 2 rushes gained 6 yards, but from 3-yard line, Tech Jackets quarterback Jim Stevens was dropped for losses on 3rd down by defensive end Jim Baker, and 4th down by defensive guard Danny Jones and linebacker Sylvester Bowler. Bulldogs tailback Jimmy Polos takes his team with 108 yards rushing. Next, Alabama, the number 1 team in the country, shut out Auburn by a score of 35-0. Crimson Tide celebrates its emergence to spot atop the both polls with rout of in-state rivals that avenged 1972's unlikely loss. Alabama quarterback Gary Rutledge ran the wishbone to perfection as offense gained 405 yards, while halfback Wilbur Jackson added 89 yards rushing and 14 yards touchdown run. Tigers rushed for 149 yards with freshman tailback Cedric McIntyre chipping in with 59 yards rushing. Far-ranging Alabama linebacker Woodrow Lowe led the foulest defense of Alabama with 10 tackles and 10 assists. Next, Tennessee, the number 19 team in the country, beat Vanderbilt 20-17. After blowing 14-0 lead in a big fourth quarter lapse, Tennessee had to rally behind kicker Ricky Towns, who made 2 late field goals, including a 36-yard game winner. Vanderbilt scored 17 points in the fourth quarter to wrestle away the lead from Tennessee as halfback Martin Garcia scored twice on 1-yard runs to project Commodores to 17-14 advantage. Volunteers quarterback Condridge Holloway left game with injury and seemingly saved 14-0 lead but had to re-enter the lead drive to tying field goal. Next, Commodores punter Barry Burton was unable to get punt away from deep in own territory, giving Volunteers ball on the Vandy 24-yard line. Townsend's full field goal soon sealed the win, as Tennessee Gas scored 2 touchdowns in the first quarter, including safety Eddie Brown's 78-yard punt return. Tulane beat Louisiana State, the number 18 team in the country, by a score of 14-0. Tulane marched to its first win over LSU in its third in 25 years. In front of the largest crowd to date to watch a game in the South. Winning touchdown proved to be quarterback Terry Looney's 36-yard pass to tight end Darwin Willie late in the first half. They had 7-0 at halftime. Green Wave defense had enough points to win as they overall held the Tigers to 12 first downs and 220 yards while picking off 3 passes. Now, Tulane safety David Griner had 2 interceptions. Fullback Lyndon Lassiter added clinching 1-yard run on touchdown drive that featured 53-yard run by tailback Doug Bynum. LSU limped into Orange Bowl on 2-game losing streak. And finally, Oklahoma, the number 2 team in the country, beat Oklahoma State by a score of 45-18. Oklahoma completed undefeated season in convention faction, yet soon realized that national title would be long shot. So with undefeated Alabama facing undefeated Notre Dame Sugar Bowl, the chances were slim for Sooners to win title without benefit of a bowl win. Oklahoma quarterback Steve Davis concluded his sophomore season with 3 touchdown runs, while the first team defense allowed just 2 field goals. Freshman quarterback Charlie Weatherby added 2 late touchdown runs for the Cowboys of Oklahoma State. So that concludes a look at Week 12, the games that were played during December 1st, 1973, the week that was college football review, the 1973 college football season, Week 12, the final week of the regular season of college football, December 1st. Let's look at the polls of December 3rd and AP poll. The top 20 rounded out as this: number 20, Tennessee; 19, Kansas; 18, Maryland; 17, Tulane; number 16, North Carolina State; number 15, Miami, Ohio; 14, Houston; number 13, Louisiana State; number 12, Nebraska; number 11, Texas Tech; number 10, rounded out the top 10, here it is: Arizona State was number 10, number 9, UCLA; Texas 8, 7, Southern California; 6, Penn State; 5, Michigan; 4, Ohio State; 3, Notre Dame; and number 2, Oklahoma; and number 1, Alabama. So that concludes a look at that. Let's look at the conference standings, then I'm done with this video. Conference standings for 1973 college football season: the Ivy League was won by Dartmouth with a 6-1 record. The Atlantic Coast Conference was won by North Carolina State with a 6-0 record. The Southeastern Conference was won by Alabama with an 8-0 record. Southern Conference was won by East Carolina with a 7-0 record. There was a tie for the Big Ten: Michigan and Ohio State 7-0-1. The Mid-American Conference was won by the Miami of Ohio 5-0 record. The Big 8 Conference was won by Oklahoma with a 7-0 record. There was a tie for the Missouri Valley Conference with Tulsa and North Texas State 5-1. Southwest Conference was won by Texas with a 7-0 record in the conference. There was a tie for the Western Athletic Conference. Tie was between Arizona State and Arizona, 6-1 record. The Pacific 8, the Pac 8, was won by Southern California. They had a 7-0 record. And the Pacific Coast Athletic Conference was won by San Diego State, who had a 3-0-1 record. So that concludes a look at college football history review, the 1973 college football season for week number 12, December 1st, 1973. That concludes that. Tomorrow I'll do a video about the 1973 major bowl games that took place, the final AP poll, as well as the stats, performance formula, opponents' records, conference records, get into the stats, stuff like that, because it's All-American team, Heisman Trophy winner, whoever won the awards, major awards in 73 of college football, 1973. So that concludes this video. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Do a video to Smack 2 tomorrow. Until then, like, subscribe, and comment on the channel. Until then, talk to you soon.